Welcome. It's Facts You Don't Know. If it's your first time here and you want to find out new facts that will definitely make you smarter and more, well, and first make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything.
Hello friends. Unfortunately, lately, every new day on television screens, we only hear one thing: crises, natural disasters, crime, and epidemics. And it happens that very often, even the most daring optimists fear the future. But be that as it may, even amid all this old negativity, there's a ray of goodness and courage that takes place in each of us. And by the way, for this, you don't need to be a Superman at all. It's only important to always be ready to help each other. And today, friends, I will tell you a story about an ordinary school security guard who's become a true hero for his city and even for the country. So, what did he do? Let's go in order. Roger Caron decided his entire life to keeping order and always help people in need. He used to work as a policeman, and I think that, as you'll understand, during his long years of service, he's seen a lot and experienced different situations in his life. Among his colleagues, he earned respect, and this man's friends acknowledge that Roger has always been brave and fearless. Thus, the years passed, and with time, Roger left the police station, but continued to bring peace and tranquility in his society. It's true, now he kept order, not in the streets of the city, but in the corridors of a school. Roger Caron changed jobs to be a common security guard at a school. Many people told me this is far from where you can fit in, but I always answered the same thing. On the contrary, this is exactly the place, because everything starts from school and the example that I'm going to show you. These children will remember it all their lives. The children knew Roger well. They often came to him when they needed help. And I don't think it's worth saying that the school security guard occupies a special person. After all, modern children are sometimes quite cruel. They can support each other or make fun of each other and can sometimes lead to bullying. And it's in such situations that the help of a man is needed. It's also worth noting that after Roger Caron started working as a school security guard, he became much quieter and calmer on the school premises, and the children practically stopped fighting and misbehaving. Of course, there were certain individuals who tried to disturb the peace in every way possible, but Roger, as an experienced psychologist, quickly set priorities. One day, on the hottest day in April, Roger, as usual, was walking through the halls of the school and taking care of order. And everything used to be fine. But at one point, his attention was drawn to a student, and when he saw her better, it became clear to him that immediate action was needed. The man was confused by the gait of the teenager. The student was walking fast at first, but after a few seconds she leaned over, after which she took a few steps again and bowed again. At that moment, around her, the children were running through the corridors of the school, as usual, and no one paid attention to the student. Nobody except Roger. The school guard approached her, making it clear that the girl needed help, and without a second's hesitation, Roger ran over to her. It turned out that 15-year-old Sarah rushed from the cafeteria to the classroom while eating chips on the way. At some point, she felt that she couldn't breathe because it turned out that one of them was stuck in the girl's throat, which led to the fact that Sarah simply began to choke. I remember that everything happened quickly and unexpectedly. He couldn't even understand what was going on at first. I felt that with each step, my vision was darkening. I practically lost consciousness from the shortness of breath. She couldn't call anyone for help. Remember the scared girl, and she probably wouldn't be you now if it weren't for what happened next. I only remember Mr. Roger walking up in my arms and the guard. I couldn't understand why there were so many children around us, and they all looked at me with scared eyes. But then I realized what had happened. I couldn't hold back the tears. Sarah said afterward. While the security camera was recording it, Roger quickly ran towards the student and, without asking any questions, began to provide first aid. He clearly knew how to do everything and also understood that everything had to be done very quickly because there's no time. Putting his arms around the girl from behind, he performed the Heimlich maneuver several times. All of this lasted for several seconds, and as a result, the same potato chip jumped out. The help of the ex-police officer was provided professionally and, most importantly, on time, after which the girl immediately began to breathe deeply. The students who witnessed this situation were really scared, but at the same time, they were moved by the action of the school guard. After that, they even started clapping and whistling in respect and gratitude. Roger Caron's act is truly heroic. I don't regret for a minute hiring him for our school. I saw the same video several times, and all the time I asked myself, What would I have done instead? And to be honest, the answer horrified me. I don't know what to do in such situations. If it weren't for him, then the 15-year-old would no longer be with us. But Roger knew exactly what to do and quickly made a decision. I think it was his immediate reaction that became decisive. This is how the surprised principal of the school where Roger worked. As for the 15-year-old, Sarah herself, she says that Roger should become a true hero to her. The girl understands that it was her altruism that saved her life. But Roger himself says that anyone in his place would have done the same for her. To do a good deed, it's not necessary to have heroic abilities or great opportunities. Anyone can do something great. You just have to be more attentive to people and help them, especially when they need it, said the man. Sarah also said that she'll never eat again while walking fast, and that the situation she went through will become a lesson for her life. At the same time, this case prompted her to make an important decision in her life. She wanted to be a cop for a long time, but was afraid it would be too difficult. But now, after what Roger did, I firmly decided to go to the police, and I'm already preparing the documents for Police Academy. I hope I've chosen a suitable future profession. Perhaps my choice for today and the future one day will be to save someone's life, Sarah said. And it's worth noting that this is exactly what happened. The story happened in early 2018. Since then, the girl graduated from high school and entered the police academy. Sarah also considers her savior and her second father, and not only because he saved her life, but also because it gave her the opportunity to make the right choice. By the way, now they communicate with each other, and Roger even helps her with advice on her studies, contributing to the life of the teenager. Also, after this incident, many state schools introduced compulsory practice at first aid, not only for students, but for all staff. In fact, most of us have no idea what to do in such extreme situations. I also say that at her school, it's Rogers who teaches children to deal with such situations. Well, the school proves once again to all of us that even in our unstable and difficult times, the actions of people like Roger Caron cause sincere admiration and inspire others to change for the better. Everyone should realize for themselves that heroic deeds are the works of most ordinary people, like you and me. It's about just not being indifferent. And especially these little good works are the ones that most of the time don't require much effort. But the effort is simply enormous. Friends, do you personally know how you would act in this man's place if you were in such a situation? Write about it in the comments section below, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as fast as we can.